Hi, this is Abigail Amagal with the Nocturnal here with the cast of Outer Range. Hi, Tamara. How are you?
Well, how are you?
I'm doing good. So let's talk about it. You are the deputy. You're the big boss. First of all, I love that we have a female deputy. Let's just say it. I love it. What was your favorite part of season one?
Ooh, favorite part of season one, I would say the moments that we get to see Joy really like her fierceness. So in there was, mid-season we got to see her in interrogation mode, and this kind of
Mm-hmm.
real
Oh,
ferocity came out. And she knows that she's an acting sheriff. She knows that she is not elected. She's working. So there's this constant, like we're constantly seeing her dealing with her lower status as she's trying to, find her place and be elected. And so season one was really about these moments, these glimpses that we get to see in who she could be, how fierce she is. And
mm-hmm.
so the other one would be when she takes down that the guy in the convenience store and the fight scene. You're like, oh, Joy. Okay.
Yes, Joy. I love that part. So without spoiling it, because Joy had mysteries to herself. There was things she was trying to find out. Is there anything that we're going to expand on season two that you could tell us?
I think we're expanding on Joy's emotional world. I think she did a pretty good job at zipping up and um
Keeping
not
track.
really allowing herself to be taken over by the conflict and the compromise that she was doing with her job, with the murder investigation, making choices that she was, put in her place by the commissioner by, and her marriage and the cost on her marriage of choices that she's made. But she just did everything to keep it together. I think she's at a breaking point where this stuff needs to be dealt with. And season two is an incredible world that forces her to deal with those compromises she made, and asks her to really step up. So it's the gift I think that everybody wants, the wake up call and the call to action. Are you ready to step up and be the person you're meant to be? And Joy gets that chance in season two.
Oh, I'm excited. What do you think? Because we don't know that the fans are going to be shocked at the most. Sometimes in shows, they do a complete turnaround. Is there any changes to Joy that you think is going to shock fans in season two?
Um, yeah, I think this turn for her where she gets to be the badass that she's meant to be. If season one was glimpses and you just wish that, like, come on, be the bravest version of you. Um, that's what we see. But really across the board, everyone has a turn and a way that you have not seen them. However, we saw them in season one, we flip things around, and I think that is really delicious for audiences, who have become attached. So it's really a conflicted experience watching sometimes, because the things you got attached to, the things you expect from certain characters might not deliver exactly as you think.
I'm old romantic at heart, so I love the whole love story between Maria and Rhett. Um, are we going to see hopefully more of it? Maybe them taking it to the next level?
Yeah, we do. We get to explore this season, sort of their chemistry and their real love and their intimacy. So we get to have a glimpse into that world that just feels so pure and beautiful and romantic. And then sort of navigating those other circumstances once like they're out in the world, dealing with real challenges.
Because he's kind of the only option Royal has left, but he's not really for it. He's turning against it, and his priority is running away with Maria.
Or is it? I
Or
mean,
is
I
it?
don't know. You gotta watch.
How did you feel when you heard season 2 was?
Oh, I was so excited. I mean, I love working with this cast, and I love New Mexico, by the way. I had never been, until we got cast for the first season, and I fell in love with the state. I fell in love with the crew, and I fell in love with this cast. And it's such a phenomenal story. I mean, I think it's just riveting. And so I was very excited to come back and explore like further what those connections and what the story is. And so it's always a gift when you get to continue portraying your character and just watching it grow and grow with it. So that was very exciting.
Do we get to see Maria grow in other ways that maybe we didn't see her the first season?
I think
Maybe maybe a
I
different side of her?
I think so. I think or maybe not so much her growth, but her understanding of how things really are. And
Hmm.
sort of that becomes like much more present on the surface. Like I think the first season she was sort of protecting this guy and sort of blinded by that encounter. And yet in this season we get to see her fall deeper in love with him, but also navigate those challenges and becoming an anchor for Rhett, but also struggling with the decision, is this what I want for my future as well? As much as I love this man.
I see, because I feel like Rhett is much more transparent with Maria than Royal has been with Celia. So I do like that.
Yes.
And I'm
Yeah.
hoping that that maintains the same throughout the season, the
Yes.
second season.
Yeah.
Um, what is a storyline that perhaps is not yours, but a storyline that you like, maybe another character that you're excited to see what unfolds in season 2?
Sheriff Joyce.
Event.
I'm obsessed with that storyline, the sheriff storyline. Like
Oh,
she's one of my favorite characters, but this season there's this one episode that I showed up to set when I wasn't working just to watch it. Just for it to be, I wanted to see how they were shooting the whole thing. I mean, I love that character and I love her storyline. And I think it especially gets like very compelling in the second season. So I'm very excited for the fans to see that.
how did it feel to come back for season 2?
Oh, I love coming back for season 2. I love this cast so much. I would hang out with them forever if I could. Like Lily Taylor's now my soul sister for life. I mean, I just adore the cast. They're incredible. And we loved filming in New Mexico. That was great. So yeah, I was really excited to come back for it for another go.
Now, season 1, you play Autumn, and you had a lot going on. Your character's bipolar. Uh, quote unquote, she doesn't remember certain things before age 9. You're coming to make sure that what happens in the future happens by revisiting your past. You have so much going on. What was the event that you're looking forward to seeing in season 2 that was left on a cliffhanger in season 1?
I think there's so much searching in season 1, and I think her behavior is a result of a lack of knowledge. Not to say she didn't have a lack of imagination, that's very powerful, but the lack of knowledge was torturous for her. And no one was believing her, and that's very isolating. So in season 2, it was great to sort of have the Abbott family in the know and on board. It sort of I don't know if it made Autumn sort of any more emotionally stable necessarily, but it certainly it was nice to have that out in the open, because there's only so much like tonal questioning you can play.
Absolutely. Now, I have to say, I watched the show and I was on the edge of my seat. There are theories with the handshake.
Okay, cool.
Are we going to see anything expanding on that handshake on season 2?
I mean, I love that you picked up on that. I think one of my favorite things, one of my friends has a lot of like theories about Twin Peaks, and I think that's one of the best things about a show like ours too, is that there are these moments which could have great meaning behind them or could just be kind of flippant, arbitrary moments. So we just leave all of that kind of loosey goosey.
Ah.
Yeah.
What are you most looking forward for the audience to see season 2, if without spoiling it, if possible?
I'm excited for them to our second season leans a lot more into the theory of time. Theory of time. It's a casual theory, isn't it? Leans a lot more into parallel universes and the past and the future and identity. And I think that's a very endlessly interesting world, but also very reassuring, actually. I find it reassuring, the idea of multiple time realms. So yeah, I think there's a lot more of that. And there's also the Abbott family and my character. There's sort of a lot more emotional connection and exploration, which is cool.
I have to ask you, I feel like out of all the characters, you're of course, Celia has to really hold everyone together. You've been through a lot. Towards the end of season one, I feel like Celia's at her end. She's over it. Royal is now starting to, hey, I want to tell you who I am and I want to open up to you. And you're just like, no, I'm done. I don't want to hear it. What is it about Celia that attracted you to the role?
Well, yeah, that's the thing is you just summed it up how season one ends. And in a way, that's when things can get interesting because there is nowhere further down to go. And so it's going up, and now it's going up into the unknown as well. And now it gets interesting. And so now her and Royal are going to explore the relationship. Cecilia is going to find out about secrets and things that she sensed, but couldn't verify. She is going to be open to a person, Autumn, who she would never have. She thought you were crazy if you had told her she actually liked Autumn, you know?
Yeah.
So that's the thing, that's what's cool when someone surrenders, is that now we've got some interesting possibilities.
Do you see Celia maybe taking more charge? Is there anything that might happen in season two that you can tell us that will surprise fans?
Well, the thing is because she's starting to find out stuff, whereas in season one, it was kind of very helpless. Things were being done to her or to others.
Kind of in the background.
Yeah. And now season two, she has actions that she can start to take because she's finding out. So she's got agency. And let's put it this way, she's willing to do anything. She's willing to do anything and feels morally and ethically justified to do that.
Got it.
She kicks some ass.
Ah, that's what I wanted to hear. All right, now I'm excited. I can't wait. In between her and Deputy, it's
yeah.
I don't think we're ready. Charles Murray, how are you?
Right, how are you?
I'm good. A lot to talk about. Season two, a lot happened in season one. This is the first time I've seen a Western kind of sci-fi collab.
Mm-hmm.
It's very interesting. What was the idea behind it? Why two genres together? Usually you see Western, you see sci-fi, but never two in one.
All credit for that goes to Brian Watkins. I think he was raised in that sort of environment, and that's the beauty of a creative mind, and being able to see a collage of things and sort of bring them together in a way that is interesting to the creative who's doing them, and I think that in the conversation I had with him, it was very evident that a lot of this lived in his heart,
Yeah.
And I think that that's what you feel when you watch season one, and that's what we wanted to be true to in season two.
Season one ended with a lot of unanswered questions and even more cliffhangers. What are some things that you can tell us from season two?
That it comes out May 16th and you should watch every episode. No.
You gotta give me something.
No, I was just joking. I think you'll get to see the maturation of Autumn. I think you'll get to see the humanity of Wayne Tillerson. I think you'll get to see a lovely conflicted relationship between Royal and Cece. I think you'll get to see Joy find strength in ways that she hadn't thought of. I think I think as you know, as you move through the season, I think you'll get answers to things and more questions to other things, but in a way that makes you lean in a way that makes you say, wait, they're doing what? And then something will come out and pull you forward so that you'll see how all of this is sort of combining in a way that leads to a very strong exit of season 2.
I definitely have my own theories, but a theory that's been going along strongly online is the handshake between Royal and Autumn. Are we going to see something expand into that in season 2? Yeah.
And you know what? And there's a hint of it in the trailer.
Okay. I have my own theory. I'll tell you real quick. I think Autumn is his mother from years ago, but I could be wrong. Just because I just see so much of them having the same passion.
Well,
that's just something I came up with.
You know, what's funny is what made you draw that conclusion is dissected in the show.
Okay. All right. I'm getting really excited now.
I'm not saying that's true or not, but what drove you to that is in the show.
Okay. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you, Abigail. Thank you very much.